This is Osmo 3043. Just a clear Osmo. It's similar to a Rubio LK. It's a hard wax oil. This is just the one I don't know why I had this one for some reason. I like Rubio more, but I don't like having to mix it. You have to mix the catalyzer with it, like a 2 or 3 to 1 ratio. It's weird. And I think this does as good of a job. I think Rubio probably does a little, like on tables, I'd probably use Odie's oil or Rubio. But this is just what I had, so I figured I would use it. That is that's Odie's oil. I really like that too. That's all natural beeswax and linseed oil. Super organic, super natural. And that one soaks really, really deep into the wood. But even the bottom of this is going to light on fire. And I'm not dyeing this wood, guys, the rest of it. But I finished the top first because I knew I'd get some of that color out, like you can see the rag. And I don't necessarily want to add dye to this, but I don't mind adding just a little bit. Like you can see a little bit of orange and yellow. Because this maple is going to finish with a yellowish tone anyways. So by adding a little grain and make it pop a little more, you can see the difference between the side I finished versus the side I didn't, and how you get that contrast. See, this side over here is obviously way more, the figure pops way more than up here, where you can see it, but not as much. And that's just by adding a little bit of those color layers in there. It just soaks into the grain. Does a really good job of kind of enhancing it. Welcome in, everyone. Oh, you see how that really makes it pop. Holy cannoli. Blackwater Creek, what's up? How you guys doing? Guys, go give Blackwater Creek a follow too if you were into woodworking. They have some really, really cool. They do some phenomenally detailed laser engraved stuff. Really good people. Definitely worth checking out. Guys, wait. Yeah, actually, you might have seen the dyed maple box top that I did. I'm just adding some finish to it, and I'm gonna throw some hinges on it and get it going. But I'm really happy with how it came out. Golly, that's nice. And again, just a little bit of color really enhances that grain. Guys, this is the bottom. This is literally the part of the box that you're never going to see. Kind of actually wish I didn't use that wood for that. It's so nice. I thought we did. It's too late now. Can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Yeah, it really is. Let me show you the top. Let me just finish with this quick. The top is even nicer, and I dyed it, and it really pops with the red and orange. Check that out. Pretty cool, huh? I know. It will. just like this. Open just like that. And again, on the inside, I did flocking. So that black stuff is like a velvet powder. I basically paint glue on it and then do velvet powder over top. And we are done. So before I do hinges, I'm going to let that finish cure. I don't really want to mess with it a ton until that finish is done curing. Also, guys, if you're ever working with any linseed oil, like pure linseed oil, boiled linseed oil, especially Rubio, Monaco, Osmo, any hard wax oils, take the rags, take the towels, take anything that touched it, including your gloves, put them in a metal container that is airtight. If you do not have one, do what I do. I have a 5-gallon bucket of water out my window right here. And I'm going to dunk these in there to make sure that nothing happens. Reason being is linseed oil will spontaneously combust. And that's not like witchcraft. Yeah, it'll literally spontaneously combust. No, I have not, but I've always been extremely. I know 2 people who have lost their entire shops because of that. So it's not anything to mess around with. Basically, as the oil cures, it creates heat. It's an exothermic reaction, which means it outputs heat. And as that heat happens, it can all of a sudden, boom, snap and spontaneously combust. So anytime you're working with those kind of wood finishes or anything like that, put them in an airtight metal container or do what I do. That is my fire escape. So it is like just gravel in a metal pipe, and I put it in a 5-gallon bucket of water and dunk it, and that'll, I've not had any issues with that. So just be careful, please. What's up, Ariel? How are you? Oh, I did. Son of a gun. Thanks, LK. Ariel, I am going to plan on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night to do your test. No, don't be sorry. Thanks for catching it. I'm going to try to get to Staples this week and get some cardstock stuff printed for you. But it will happen this week for sure, and then, which means by next weekend we'll be doing the real deal. Thanks, okay. Now, I'm going to go put that in the bucket also. Bottom line, guys, is don't fuck around with wood finish. It's not worth it. You can lose your shop, your house, and honestly your life if you're not careful. So be very, very careful. Cool. So, if anyone is interested in this, I will install hinges before I send it. Here's what we are working with. Really nice curly maple. Open like so. Here's the inside of the box, all flocked up and protected. So if you are a jewelry or silver person, this would be good. Basically, this just gives a little bit of protection. It's kind of like felt padding, essentially, for the inside of it. So this would be I would do it for $250 if anyone was interested. It is here for you if you would like it. And like I said, Ariel, if you're still here, I'm planning to do your test pour this weekend, and then by next weekend, we'll do the real deal. It's going to be sweet. I'm going to get to Staples this week and print off some card stock of those things you sent me. I don't have a ton of inventory, but I do have some cutting boards. If anyone is interested in some cutting boards, I do have some speakers, and I have 8 more stands if anyone needs stands. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be a big one too, so it'll be cool. Again, I'll show the tables again if anyone is interested. Basically, what I'm doing, guys, except for this one over here. Yeah, I will. This one is sold. Outside of that, I would do $1,000 on any of these, which is insane. It's like over half off. So it's a 40-inch round. Yeah, Deeks. I have some walnut live edge. Yeah, here. Yeah. Sorry. But $1,000 for any of those tables, guys. Essentially is what I'm saying. If you're interested, let me know. If you're interested in how much it would cost to ship, I can run one just so you guys can see. Let me plug in. We'll start with some of these cutting boards here. So these are, wait, live edge black walnut, about 18 inches long, really nice for decoration or honestly an everyday driver as a cutting board. Do not be afraid to use these. They're made to be used. Let me just make sure I have the weight right for you guys. So we have buyer's choice on these. I don't right now. I should have some here soon, Deeks. Those are going to be over $100 though, easy, with the resin, just because resin is super expensive. I can make some for sure, but they are going to be a lot pricier. Yeah, they're super expensive. Epoxy is about $100 a gallon for reference, and it takes about a gallon to make. Maybe not quite, but close to a gallon to make one. So, and then I do have larger ones as well, guys. And usually I have a bunch more. I just haven't had time to make inventory. I have. Yeah, those are cool. Actually, I wanted to make one of those for layer marking. So I'm going to do that here soon. I want to make one for him, and then Griff over at
places, so you can feel that texture right in the middle there. You can feel that. Kind of cool little item. We gave a bunch of these to our little league coaches, which was super fun. And thank you. Going once. D. Gwen takes one of them. So we'll pull one back for D. Gwen. And thank you very much. If let's see if can I run another one. I might have to load another item. Yeah. So I'm still fairly new to Whatnot, if you can't tell. If you can't tell. Just a little bit better when the products are in my shop like they're supposed to be. But we'll make do. I'll run another keychain football. I got this one just about ready to go. And let's get it going. Then I gotta find the item again, and oh no, I can't start it there. Let's see. Oh, now I'm frozen. They're freezing me out. Come on. Oh yeah, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta come out and in again and see if I can get loaded.
You're basically making a impression. So we would essentially do the exact same thing in reverse order, and we would it would be an exact fit. We could go as deep as you want, and the Play-Doh and silicone wouldn't really affect the calcite. We could even wrap it in like saran wrap. Honestly, yeah, if you want me to walk you through it, I could. It's super easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's a lot of steps, but you could do it. And I could tell you the products to get too. It's just like a lot of steps. It would probably take a couple days, just because you need to wait for the silicone to dry, and then you need to reverse it, clean it off, and make sure the epoxy's dry. So probably 2 to 3 days. So I have these cutting boards if anyone's interested. And I got to get more stuff, honestly. Also, I have this box. I have bread bows. I wasn't really planning on selling stuff tonight. But I am going to probably cut this up. On this one, or the one you already have? Oh, I would do it for 50 if you wanted. Okay, it is nice. And would you repurpose it? Yeah, no worries. Okay. What kind of resin, Dragon? Is it thick pour, or is it the like tabletop resin? Because that matters. You can use both, but if you use the thin pour, like the tabletop or crafting resin, you can't go deeper than 1/4 inch, or else it'll look like shit. So it just means every 4 to 6 hours, you need to essentially pour a thin layer and then wait and then pour a thin layer, which I've done. It just sucks. Okay, it's a 2-part. So that's the thin pour. So you can do it, but when you do it, literally like not even 1/4 inch. and then torch it and make sure it's clear. It'll work fine. It says every 4 hours you're going to need to add a little bit more. And if it cures like rock hard, just sand it a little bit with 120, clean it up with like a microfiber rag, and then pour it over top. But don't try to do it all at once, or else it'll bubble and really look like shit. Actually, I'll show you exactly what it'll look like. This actually isn't even a good example because this actually kind of looked good. See how there's bubbles on there? Like right here is where you can see them. Yeah. It's one of those things like you could definitely do it, Drake. Honestly, I will happily do it for you whenever you come down. But you could probably try it, and if it doesn't work, you're not going to mess up the calcite. You know what I mean? Because all you're doing is dipping the bottom of it in Play-Doh, essentially. Or if you can use sculpting clay, that's probably better. You get a more defined. Resin's cool, man. You can do a lot of really neat stuff with it. So I am making 2 custom stands for Griff over at Third Planet Rocks. And they're going to be basically rectangles with like flat, with some routed out pockets. But he likes like the grayish blackish look. So I want to essentially find the nicest, curliest parts of this wood and cut that out for him. I think it's going to be somewhere over here. Honestly. What's up, Surly? Surly, I'm stoked for you to get out to those spots tomorrow, man. I really am. I sent her some of my secret spots that no one's ever supposed to know about. Yeah. Surly, I do. King of Prussia is probably 30, 40 minutes from you. So King of Prussia is actually between the garnet spot and the pyromorphite spot. And I drive through King of Prussia on my way home, and I completely forgot. If you shoot me a text tomorrow, I will send you the coordinates for that malachite chrysocolla spot. It's in King of Prussia. And it's stuff like this. So it's like needle quartz. This is all like clay packed in there. And then malachite chrysocolla. So let me know tomorrow. Just it's an office complex. It's an office complex. It's literally like you park in the parking lot of an office complex, and I'll explain, but basically once you get there, just get to the spot, just so no one sees you. It's not like there's no trespassing signs. I just feel weird with people walking in like suits, and I got like a pickaxe and a bucket, And I'm like all dirty going to like fucking smash up rocks in their backyard. But that spot is a spot, Surly, where you don't even really have to dig. You can surface collect based off where other people dig, and you'll find some really cool stuff. And it's right there. It's super easy. Mike, it turned out well. It's upstairs. I can't show you now. But it came out really, really cool. So I'm trying to think. I want to cut some of the nice spots out of this, but I don't want to do it from the middle because then I ruin the whole board. And that sucks. So maybe what I'll do, because I want to do one for, we're going to do a thank you to layer marking. Because he donated like $500 worth of rocks to Ashley, Golden Eagle, and I won a lot of it for free. And he does that shit all the time. So I just want to make him something to say thank you, because I won hundreds of dollars in cool free shit because of him. But he does that stuff all the time. He's a good dude. If you're into Larimar, go check him out, Larimar King. He has some of the most high-end, insane pieces of Larimar, which is, I believe it's like a Caribbean calcite. It's a very vibrant blue and white crystallized mineral that's only found in the Dominican Republic. And it is very expensive, but God, it is some of the most stunning shit I have ever seen. And I mean that. It is so, it's an amazing material. So what I'm going to do for him, because I also think it would be really cool content, is I'm going to get this piece of curly maple. I'm going to dye it a vibrant blue. And then when I do Ariel's table, I'm going to do an epoxy top coat to it and do like an ocean style white, like nebula kind of deal. So it'll look kind of like ocean foam over top of the vibrant blue. And I think it'll be as close to Larimar as I can make without actually having Larimar. So I think it'll just be a cool way to try some new stuff out. Yeah, I think it'll be really neat. We'll see how it turns out. So that's what this piece is going to be. And then Griffin asked me to do some custom pieces for him. So since his are smaller, I want to make sure the wood is higher quality. That makes sense? Give me 1 sec. I got to get the dimensions he messaged me.
What do you guys want to see next? Put it in the chat. Do you want to see the witch? Absolutely, William. Thank you. Do you guys want to see the witch, or do you want to see the cat? We're gonna burn both tonight, so you guys tell me what you prefer. In what order would you like to see them? The cat? We can do the cat. The last thing I want to run, though, since I do have a couple items in the shop, I don't know where the other items are, but I do have the ghosties in the shop, and those are $5 a piece. And we'll run each of those since they're available. If anybody, okay, Squirrel wants to see the cat. Welcome in, Hazy Ames. Thanks for joining us. This is our Halloween show, and I'm selling footballs. I don't know, but the footballs are attractive. They're fun. But so are the ghosties. So we have these little ghosty guys, and this is ghosty number 2. And see the little flickering tea light in there. That tea light will come with it, so you don't even have to worry about running out and finding your own tea light. These are just $5 a piece. So I did not show the cat yet. So this one is ghosty number 2. He's about 3 inches tall, and like I said, the tea light comes with it. Sits right on top of that tea light, and this isn't a very stable surface, but you get the idea. And just a little flickery lights in there, kind of fun. I've got 3 of them. I'll run. This is number 2. All right, let's move on to the next ghosty. This is number 3. This is our chunky ghost. Same concept, just a little short and stocky, kind of like the one we're making. Let me switch out the pin and get this one running. Again, $5, little ghosty. It's fun. Comes with the tea light, so you don't even have to worry about running out. You'll still get these, I assume, before Halloween. Should have time to get them shipped out. I do most of my shipping out the next day, and things go pretty quickly. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, one more chance before I put the ghosties away. It's this one, isn't it? Yeah. This one more chance. And then we'll move on to ghosty number 4. I do believe is this one. So $5 again for the ghosty. This one's kind of cool. It looks like he's floating a little bit. That's not a very good shot of him floating. Ghosty number 4, $5. Going. All right. You know what? I want to get these ghosties out the door for Halloween. How about we do? Then give me a second to get this new item up. We're gonna bundle those. We're gonna bundle all 3. And give me 1 second to put this new item in. 3 ghosty bundle. So those are $5 each. We'll start these at $8. What a deal that is. $8 for 3 of those ghosties and 3 tea lights. I'm guessing at my shipping profile a little bit, but I can adjust that in just a second. So 3 ghosty bundle, you get all 3 of those and 3 tea lights, 3 flickering tea lights. And we're going to start those at $8. Anybody interested in all 3 ghosties with a flickering tea light? Just in time for Halloween. You can have a gaggle of ghosts. A gaggle of ghosties. All 3. Flickering tea lights. Those are probably $2.50 for a 4-pack. All right. Welcome in, everybody. We're doing some Halloween items right now. I will be doing no go on the ghosties. All right. I get it. I get it. Run some footballs on your Halloween show. Okay, last thing I'm gonna run. This is might be the last thing in the shop right now. Like I said, our shop wasn't loaded for some reason. So the last thing in the shop is a 10-inch. A 10-inch. Come on. Oh, is it locking me out again? Oh, there it is. A 10-inch witch. A 10-inch witch. I got to pull that one back a little bit so you can even see it. There's better pictures in the shop if you want to take a quick peek. We got 30 seconds to look it over and consider. Lovely pointed hat. Sorry, I'm off screen. Lovely pointed hat. Crooked nose there. And it's $15 for the 10-inch witch. We're not going to burn this one. We're going to burn the next one. So we made one the other night. Hey, moderator. How's it going? Got a moderator sneaking in. All right, the 10-inch witch. The thing I like about the witch so much is that I make them really tall because when you set them up with your other, smaller items, like if you had ghosties or if you have small trinket decor and you have a 10-inch piece that stands up tall and it stands out, it doesn't like dominate or anything, but it stands out and really adds to your vertical structure and decor. I like them. I think they're cool. All right. So anybody else, those of you who just joined, welcome in. The cat. I'm getting to the cat. T. Gwen, I'm getting there. Okay. So the cat. The cat was a special request by one of our customers right here on the show. One of our Whatnotters. And we were talking about these Halloween characters, right? And we have these little ghosties with a tea light that lights up the inside. Really cool, little flickering tea light. We just ran those. We have the witch, which I just showed. Just ran this one too. New folks, if you're interested, let me know. I can pull those back up and run them. We made this witch, which we're gonna burn. I keep promising we're gonna burn the witch. We got to do it tonight. So this witch with a spinny head. So it's a spinny head witch. We added a couple features to this one. So it's got a threaded head so it can spin around and scare your kids. And that comes off. But let me see. See if I have room back here. But your spinny head also, let's see if I can get you guys at the angle. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that back table a little bit. Let's see. My hands are warmed up. Get the arthritis out of my joints to spin this. Not only does it spin off, but it's also a spinning top. There you go. Spinning head witch with a spinning head. I know that's blurry, but it's still spinning. So that's just fun. We're gonna burn that one tonight. I promise. If it's the last thing I do tonight, we will do that one. Been saying that the last couple shows. So it's we hand threaded that right here on the show. I cleaned it up on offline, and we're gonna put some fire on that tonight. Burn it, make it black, and then seal it up so that it stays. But okay, the cat. Getting back to the cat. The cat was a special request from one of our Whatnotters, and let's see if I can get it in. And so there she is. But again, this is Halloween, so we're gonna make this a black cat. And this is the first one. This is the one that we were making right here live on the show, Squirrel. She wanted the eyes blue. I think Siamese cat is what she was going for. But we are gonna burn this and make it dark, make it black. And same thing here. So not so concerned about the different colors. I'm gonna pop the eyes out. Yeah, I'm gonna pop the eyes out when we go to burn, so that they still they keep their color. And then we'll glue those in before it's shipped. But that's the cat. What do you guys think? Does it look like a cat? It needs a tail. I know. I'm working on the tail. I'm really, really close. This is the tail, and I tell you, I'm a wood turner, not a wood carver, and this has been. I knew the tail was going to be a problem. Let's see, can I get that angle right? But there's the tail. So that'll be attached with a pin, and we'll put it on there so you can even wag the tail if you want to, or swish the tail. Cats don't really wag their tails, right? They kind of swish. So, all right, the tail looks good. Yeah, I know. I was hoping to make these without a tail, but I was told that cats have a tail, which is true, I guess. But yeah. Cool. Love the tail. Tail looks good. Thank you, guys. Did I miss anything? Did I miss any comments? If I missed a question or something like that, just let me know. Don't be afraid to ask them again. I'm not ignoring you. If you guys have any questions about, yeah, see, can I just say that, Squirrel? Can I say all my cats have nubs? They got docked or, otherwise got in a fight. Got their tail nipped off by a mountain lion or something. Yeah. All right, we were finishing up. I'm going to turn for just a couple minutes, and then I'll run some other stuff, and then I'm going to burn that witch before my time just floats away from me, because it always does. Before I know it, I've been doing this for 2.5 hours, and my kids are like, when's bedtime snack? And I just have to say, go to bed, kids. Nah, they always get a snack, whether they need one or not. Oh, see, can't just start the machine without checking to make sure you're good. Okay, so we're making the bottom of, or body, not bottom, body of a ghost. And the ghosts are one of the few things in the chat right now, so take a peek. And you're barely seeing what I'm doing, so let me move it. Cool. Yeah, different camera angle gives you a really, really good shot. Really, really good vantage point. If I remember to turn it so that you can join me in the fun here. And I'm just using a skew to get down into the deeper parts of our V-cut. This part is going to be the top of the head, and this part we're going to drill out eventually to shove the tea light up its keister and make it light up. This one is really, really turning out to be kind of a Pac-Man ghost, which wasn't necessarily my intention, but hey, it's working. So I'm just going to take this down at the top, get a little bit closer. And this is being held in by two center points, so nothing is really holding it in place as far as like a chuck. And so I can't go all the way down and cut it off nice and professionally like I would like. In fact, if I go too deep here, it's just going to pop off and go flying, maybe hit my phone and cause all sorts of problems. So I'm just going to go a little bit close. I don't have to do quite as much sanding, but also being cognizant of going too deep and having it flip-flop on me. So there we go. Again, that top is just so nice when you hit it with the skew. It's super sharp and just slides across there. That's super, super nice. Down here, it's super rough because I haven't really touched that lately. And that's the last piece I'm going to do before we move on. Before we move on to burning the witch. Still a little choppy there. You can already tell that it's smoothing out some. We're there's so many really cool things about the lathe that you can do that you can do it other ways. It's just it either doesn't turn out very well, and I don't know if you can see how smooth that is, except for that piece right there. This is not all choppy and gross like it was a second ago. So let me see if I can get that little piece there without cutting too much off. It's still there a little bit. It's still a little deep. A little piece of the wood that fractured out. Might have been a little inclusion in the wood, a natural blemish, imperfection. And see if I got it now. Yeah, it's much better. Yeah. All the rest I'll just sand out nice. Like I said, we're gonna take this off the lathe and do the drilling over there. But this is gonna turn out to be one of these guys. I'm gonna get the tea light for you. So one of our little ghosties. I would love for these ghosties to go home today and bring joy to somebody else for Halloween. So the little flickering tea light fits right up inside, so this will sit on that tea light, and that's what we're making there. That'll be another ghosty. There's 3 of them in the shop, and I will run those in just a moment. Welcome in, folks who are just joining us. Time flies, absolutely. Time flies when we're having fun. Hope you guys are having fun with me. Kind of like having people in the shop, somebody to talk to. Somebody to talk to that doesn't talk back. I'm talking about my 5-year-old. She talks back, man. Man, she's a talker. You gotta be careful. She'll get you too. She's a zinger. Squirrel nose. Squirrel nose. Can't be too sassy around the daughter. She'll get you. Okay, so again, the other item that's in the shop, we don't have many items in the shop tonight. For some reason, things didn't load properly, and so we have those 3 ghosties, and we have the 10-inch witch, which I'll put there and grab a ghosty so you see kind of what that would look like. Those witches really stand out. They're super cool. This is stained, and then so we turned it, we stained it, and then we turned the head or the face again so that it would be clear and really stand out. So that's super cool. I'm gonna run the ghost or the witch again. I would love to see these Halloween products out the door and bring in some happiness to somebody else on Halloween. So the 10-inch witch, burn her. No, burn her. Don't burn her. If you buy this, don't burn her. Or at least don't tell me you burned her. So I'm gonna bring this down to $12. We'll do $12 start. $12. Oh, what's going on? Just 1 second. I didn't like whatever I was doing there. Maybe it doesn't want me to reduce prices. Yeah, I get you. All right, the 10-inch witch for $12 start on a 10-inch witch. Go $12. 10-inch witch. You're bidding on this one. 10-inch witch. Lovely little piece, hand turned here in my shop in North Dakota. Everything's turned out of hardwood, and a lot of our items are turned on the show. This one was not, but we have another one that's coming up that we're going to. Okay, no takers on the witch. I get you. Let me get my burning stuff together. So, like I was saying earlier, much earlier now, at the very beginning of the show, usually when I'm talking wood burning, I'm talking about using a a pyrography tool, and one of those things, one of those wood burning tools. But for these witches, we're actually going to start a fire, completely safe in a shop full of little fine dust particles and wood shavings. So I'll clean up a little bit here. And what we're going to do is basically ebonize this witch, the body of this witch. This is a spinny head witch. So we made this one with a spin out head. We threaded this dowel for the neck. So we threaded that, and we threaded the inside of the body. And then this is a spinning top too. I don't think I can get it to spin on that little space, but it's a spinning top. It does spin. We proved that just a few minutes ago. And spinning head witch with a spinning top head. Let me see. Where's my gas? There's my gas. So we're gonna do a little burning on this guy. If I can get my torch to sync up here. A little bit rusty, maybe. There we go. And I'm gonna grab my, we're gonna burn this, and we're gonna sand just a little bit to see, take some of the loose stuff off, and then we may burn a little bit more, just kind of see where we are, and maybe how much more we got to do, and then we're gonna seal it, and that's one of the kind of cool parts that we got to do is to seal that blackness, the char that we get. We're trying to do it this way so you can see more of that blackness coming up. Yeah, so we're trying to hit it at a good point where it's getting some char, but not starting on fire, which is a very kind of, there's a window, right? There's a window of going too much and just catching the whole thing on fire versus charring and getting your blackness. But kind of one of the fun things about this is it never chars perfectly, right? It brings out some of the grain and some stays behind. But this piece of wood in particular has this kind of puzzle shape. If you're worried about me at all, I'm cool. Although not for long, because we're in North Dakota and I won't have my window open for very much longer. Probably. We're finally starting to feel like fall at least. Starting to get those temperatures. Leaves are starting to fall. Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit blacker. This is a heat-resistant glove too, so if you're worried about me, yeah, I'm okay. There you go. So I'm liking that pretty good. There's some spots down here that I might get a little blacker. Yeah, kind of give it more of a gradient. Really black in the bottom, kind of grading up to towards the head. So, how we looking? Never thought I'd be saying burn the witch when I started wood turning. That wasn't a goal. It's more of a perk. All right. I'm going to put this away safely. And I might, like I said, I usually hit this just a little bit, just very lightly with a little sandpaper. If it looks like it's taking too much off, though, I may just call it good. Still pretty warm. Should have left my glove on. But, yeah, so there we go. Ever made weapons? Did I say weapons? Have I ever made weapons? Like nunchucks? I've made nunchucks before. Nunchucks. Not nunchucks. I've made like little swords and stuff, most just for my kids to play around with. I've never made anything that I tried to pass off to other people. But I like what you're thinking. What kind of weapons are you thinking about? Amy V? What kind of weapons? Like bow and arrow? No, I've not made a bow and arrow. There was a time in my life where I was thinking I might go into like traditional bow making and stuff like that, but I've not gone down that route. So I got a little bit of ash here that I'm going to try to take care of from that piece of bark that was burning. And I'm just going to clean that up. Perfect. Okay. So what do you think? Does that look a little different than what we had? I think it looks super cool. I love this piece here where it kind of had that puzzle feature. And so right now, I don't know if you can see that very well, but anytime you touch it now, because it's not sealed, you're going to get that char on you. So I just use a little bit of shellac, which is a nice kind of all-purpose spray that will seal the char from going anywhere, and won't get on your hands or your clothes or anything like that. So just going to protect the bit of my lathe here with some cardboard. And we'll be almost done burning our witch. Guys, happy Halloween. And do a little shaking. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome in, everyone. We are finishing up a witch that has a spinny head, and I'll show you that in a second. We also have a witch that doesn't have a spinny head that's available in the shop.